Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is Montana This Morning from Montana's news leader.
Well, good morning. Thanks for kicking off your Tuesday with us here. I'm Justine Stewart.
And I'm Louis Dortch. Hopefully having a good day so far, and you made it through yesterday okay.
Oh, it was hard. It was a hard day to get through. I mean, you were saying that your kid wanted to go out and play. You put the mask on him and they went out.
Yeah.
It's the only way you can do it. I mean,
yeah, no,
the safe way.
Exactly. Yeah, he wanted to go out. We had to put a mask on, and we got home yesterday. I got home, and you're just kind of sitting around. You want to go out and do something.
Cabin fever.
Yeah, but you just can't. You just can't. And unfortunately, Justine, it's been such a rough summer.
It has been.
We're going to continue this trend. It looks like at least this week, really poor air quality. Once again, expected for today, as we do have this air quality alert in place. We've talked about this, seems like every single day for the past month now, but it's for the following counties there. This is going to be reevaluated at 9 a.m. this morning, and we'll see what happens then. But yeah, just another day of expected poor air quality. Smoky and hazy this week. High pressure is going to build back in, so temperatures in the upper 80s and 90s tomorrow and Thursday. Then a slight change. Thunderstorms possible Friday and Saturday, and also can start to bring in some cooler temperatures. We'll talk more about that here coming up in just a couple of minutes.
Governor Bullock says Montana obviously facing a very challenging and unprecedented fire season throughout the state and the West. Bullock says local, state, and federal partners are now working together to make sure all available resources are on hand to fight the 40 fires that have burned more than 800,000 acres so far.
Lisa and my thoughts and prayers are with our neighbors whose homes and businesses are being affected, and with the brave men and women who are doing an incredible job protecting Montanans and fighting these fires. The reality is Montana is in a severe drought, and the conditions are ripe for continued severe fires throughout September. This has been a long and incredibly difficult fire season, and conditions this week will continue to be challenging.
Bullock has made numerous drought and disaster declarations because of the wildfires. The declaration allows the governor to continue to mobilize additional state resources and the Montana National Guard to combat fires. And there are almost a dozen major wildfires burning right now across western Montana. This is a look at all those fires threatening thousands of homes across our region. The Rice Ridge fire near Seeley Lake exploded Sunday night, nearly doubling in size. That fire has added nearly 50,000 acres. It has grown to more than 101,000 acres. Most of that growth on the eastern edge of that fire and north of Highway 200 and Cottonwood Lakes Road into the Bob Marshall Wilderness area. Officials say northeasterly winds and a cold front coming in from that divide were the key factors into that fire's growth. Greg Ponson's Type 1 Incident Management Team is taking over management of the Rice Ridge fire this morning. Evacuations for that fire remain unchanged in Missoula and Powell counties after new mandatory orders and warnings were issued. The evacuation order affects all of the Coopers Lake area. The warning area is everything else north of Highway 200 and the west and east boundaries being Missoula and Lewis and Clark counties. Our fire information contacts tell us it appears around a dozen homes may have been lost in the Caribou fire burning near Eureka. They are still assessing the damage and are contacting homeowners. We should know more about the losses sometime today. The fire is still threatening hundreds of homes, and the Gibraltar Ridge fire also putting homes in harm's way. More than 420 homes have been evacuated or are on a pre-evacuation notice in the West Kootenai area, with another 400 in Libby. MTN's Jack Ginsburg shows us how the command post is dealing with these fires.
The Gibraltar Ridge fire that sparked on August 7th, just under 10 miles east of Eureka, has seen a lot of growth lately. However, that growth has been to the east, towards the backcountry, rather than towards town where homes would be threatened.
This incident command post and fire camp has been set up here since mid-August for the Gibraltar Ridge fire. However, last week, it also became the management post for the Caribou fire.
The Caribou fire, burning 20 miles northeast from Eureka, rapidly expanded Friday evening, growing more than 1,500 acres overnight, making it the Type 2 team's main priority. The fire claimed an unverified amount of structures in the West Kootenai area before hotshots were sent in on Saturday night, which resulted in the preservation of multiple homes and structures.
Saturday night, we got 2 hotshot crews, and we took advantage of that Type 1 experience along with our bulldozers, and throughout the night, we put in that initial line and did some limiting firing to hold that line, and we must have saved hundreds of structures.
With warm temperatures, low humidity, and a red flag warning in effect tonight, there seems to be no end to this fire in the near future.
Moving forward, there doesn't seem to be too much relief in sight. Continued drought conditions, continued limited weather, and so we're going to continue to ramp up. We're taking this fire really seriously, and we're attacking it as hard as we can.
With the amount of structures being threatened and some already lost, the Caribou Fire has been bumped up to the #1 priority in the nation for resources needed. Habeck says in the wake of the unprecedented fire season, they have had trouble getting support, but hopes that will change so they can keep the fire from destroying any more structures or valuables.
We're hoping to get more crews, engines, and overhead like aerial support helicopters and retardant that come into the area to protect the values. We really understand what's important up here: people's structures, people's grass, and people's timber. And we're doing everything we can to keep the fire on the hill, and we're looking for those opportunities to get it and keep it up on the hill.
Reporting in Eureka, Jack Ginsburg, MTN News.
The Sprague fire that prompted evacuations over the weekend on the west side of Glacier National Park has now grown to more than 13,000 acres. The current evacuation area includes the Lake McDonald Lodge area, the Sprague Creek Campground, the Avalanche Campground, and about 55 private homes. As MTN's Nicole Miller reports, while the fire didn't reach Lake McDonald Lodge area, that is not out of the question.
Again, last night the fire nearly doubled in size, but the good news is it did not get as far as we thought it might.
Glacier National Park's Lake McDonald Lodge did not see the Sprague fire reach it overnight. 45-mile-an-hour winds drove it down the north side of Mount Brown, where the fire is now threatening 500-year-old cedar forests.
The fire did move quite a bit westerly, and it kind of checked up against a different tree species regime. It's checked up against the cedar hemlocks. It was in kind of more of a spruce fir, and it moved further south into the Walton drainage.
And while the fire didn't reach Lake McDonald Lodge, fire managers are still concerned it could and taking every precaution.
East wind driven fire is rare, so we are assessing what's going on, making sure that we have our plan intact. The folks are out still doing some structure protection around the North Lake McDonald area and the Avalanche Creek area.
Here at the fire camp, a Type 2 Incident Command team is stationed with about 127 members. And not only are they stationed here, but all of the supplies they're using to fight the fire are as well. Local Flathead Valley fire departments are using supplies like hoses and sprinklers to protect the lodge if the fire does reach it.
We've had great county and state assist on this fire. We have several local fire departments, structural departments out helping us in the Lake McDonald Lodge complex area, and that is making a huge difference.
Reporting from Glacier National Park, Nicole Miller, MTN News.
Local Flathead Valley fire departments, including Evergreen, Bad Rock, West Valley, and Coram West Glacier, are assisting in structural protection at Lake McDonald Lodge. An emergency shelter that was set up at the Canyon Elementary School in Hungry Horse has now been closed to no evacuees who will be needing it. It will be reopened if that changes. All right, let's send it on over to Lewis now this morning. He's got your weather on the 8s.
All right, thank you, Justine. Good morning, everyone. How about this picture sent in to us yesterday by Rex? It's from St. Ignatius. Man, you don't know if it's the sun or the moon here, right? This is actually the sun. It could be the moon, though, just the intense smoke that we saw yesterday. So, Rex, thank you for that. And then here's another picture, setting sun in Kalispell yesterday. Very orange, smoky sunset there. So, Marilyn, thank you for that. Keep these pictures coming because we are getting some very nice ones in here into the Storm Tracker Weather Center. As far as your temperatures go this morning, kids heading back out the door to school after a nice long weekend. Grab those jackets, long sleeve shirts before you head out the door because we are seeing chilly spots in areas with temperatures in the 40s, 38 in Seeley Lake, 59 in Missoula, 49 in Polson. Then we're going to warm it up into the 70s to middle 80s by the afternoon time. So a quick look at our Doppler network. Not a lot happening. We have some rain showers and thunderstorms off to the east. This is where we're getting this big trough building in. So for this week, it's going to feel like the fall time out east. It's going to feel still like summer out west as this big ridge is still going to stay in place. Now, let's go ahead and talk about a little change that's coming up because it looks like, guys, if we can get through this week, make it to the weekend. Now, we're not talking about rain, unfortunately, or a lot of rain, but we are talking about cooler temperatures, average to slightly below average temperatures that actually look like they're going to stick around for a little while. So let's time this out on your jet stream forecast. Here's this ridge of high pressure. Again, that's going to be in place today. As we roll into Thursday, that's going to be the hottest day. 90s back in the forecast with, like I mentioned, fall temperatures off to the east. Now, as we roll into the weekend, that ridge starts to decrease. It starts to come further south, allowing cooler air to build in from Canada. And then let's roll into next week. First time I've seen this in a long time. This is the end of next week. Instead of this ridge of high pressure, we're actually getting a trough building in, allowing cooler temperatures to build in from Canada. Maybe even some rain possibly with this. We'll keep our eye on it, but it looks like hopefully this pattern is going to set up and then stick around with much cooler temperatures rolling in by next week. Here's your 7-day forecast. 85 today, 91 tomorrow, 93 on Thursday, 80s on Friday. Roll into next week, though, that's where you get the lower 80s, so that's nice. Kalispell, 81 today, 88 tomorrow with the 90s Thursday, Friday, upper 70s and lower 80s Saturday, Sunday, and Monday.
Yeah, those lower 80s looking a lot better.
Yes,
looking forward to that lower temperatures.
Oh,
anyway.
I think everyone is.
Yes, all right. Well, thanks, Lewis, and make sure you do stick around. We'll be right back. But first, here are some birthdays for you this morning.